All right, welcome everyone. We're going to jump right into the webinar. My name is Sue-Ann Hickey, and I'm super excited to be sharing this amazing masterclass with you. So I'm just going to get into slide share here. All right, we are liftoff. Yay! We did it. So today we are talking about the 3 biggest weight loss mistakes and how to eat right for your body type. So my name is Sue-Ann Hickey. I'm a certified naturopath and creator of Bodytypology, system for lasting weight loss. Nutrition, healthy eating, and healthy lifestyle has been a passion of mine since 1990, a long time. So I'm going to dive in a little bit about my story so you can get to know me as we go forward. Now here we have a picture of the 4 body types. For those that are new to me, we're going to be diving into each of the 4 body types, going to be giving you some actionable tips that you can do. So let's get started. All right, and with that, using my slide going forward is not working either. So it was, here we go, awesome. So here's what we're covering today. I'm going to talk about one of the main things that's keeping you from losing the weight you want to, how to never deprive yourself while losing weight, because so many people, they try and restrict themselves and deprive themselves of so many foods, and that never works, right? If we say, you know, I'm not going to eat chocolate cake, all we can think about is chocolate cake. So I'm going to show you how to never do that. And we're going to talk about the body type system, exactly how it works. So this is for you if you've never weighed this much before. You might be finding that you grab food when you're feeling lonely or bored or stressed, and that has you spiraling out of control, grabbing sweets or unhealthy snacks, because unhealthy snacks is the thing that really keeps the weight on. If you're feeling really discouraged and longing to fit back into your clothes, you also might be struggling with cravings during PMS. Like most of my clients, when they come to see me, PMS is really hard, especially for sweet cravings, right? And you feel completely overloaded because there's so much conflicting nutrition information and fad diets out there, and you just don't know what to do anymore. And does this sound like you? Maybe you're feeling always hungry, and I completely get that. Before I learned how to eat right for my body type, I was hungry all the time. You've tried exercising and doing all kinds of things, and still the weight stays on. You've been struggling forever to lose maybe that last 10 or 20 pounds or maybe more. You find it so hard to stop the late night snacking, right? That's also something I struggled with for a long time. And you've tried every diet and nothing works, and you're desperate. I often hear that from my clients when they sign up to work with me. And you sense that emotional eating might be the underlying cause for you. So you're going to learn exactly why your body might be holding on to the weight and keeping it in place. And I'm going to give you a step-by-step roadmap. We're going to talk about the essential shifts that you can make, how to easily cut out the unhealthy snacks, how to overcome the late night eating, and how to balance your glands for easy weight loss, because the body type plan actually balances your body from the inside out. And that's why it's so different than so many other diet plans. So a little bit about me. As I said in the beginning, nutrition, healthy eating has been a passion of mine since 1990. Here's a few pictures about me. I'm on the left top. I started skiing when I was about 5. I'm the youngest of 5 kids. That's me in the middle of a very old station wagon. I'm dating myself here. And yeah, we were very active, and I was really fortunate. My dad loved to ski, so we did a lot of skiing. But I spent many, many years partying through university and after. That's me. I was a member of the Zeta Tau Omega sorority. So many beers, many parties later, I got an A+ in partying in university. And that's me today. A year ago, actually, with my boyfriend, I live just west of Montreal. So perhaps for myself, Emotional eating wasn't necessarily a challenge for me, but I used my coping mechanisms of choice were alcohol and pot. So a lot of things happened when I was young. You have the cute little picture with all the happy smiling faces, kids there, but that was probably right before my parents were going through a split up and divorce. My dad left and came back 10 times. And there's so much pain that I didn't know I had inside of me, so much anger. And instead of using food to handle that, I used alcohol and pot for many years. It was in 1990, I started practicing yoga. And then a few years later, 1993, I set off around the world on a spiritual journey that lasted a year and a half solo. So it was kind of like Eat, Pray, Love Canadian style. I spent a month in India doing my yoga teacher's training course, traveled around India, going to various ashrams. This is from Nepal. I did a meditation and Buddhism course there. I did 4 10-day silent meditation retreats. So you can imagine it's pretty hard to not talk for 10 days. And it was just a really transformational time. And after that, I taught yoga for 24 years, just loving sharing my passion with the world. And at that time, I became vegetarian. I really believe that a plant-based diet is the healthiest diet that you can eat. However, for me and my body type, I needed more protein than I was getting from my vegetarian diet. So for some people, it works amazing. For some body types, like the adrenal body type, or especially the gonad body type, can do really well in a vegetarian diet. I am a thyroid body type. For me, it was a little hard. As I said before, I was hungry all the time. And it was only when I started taking my classes to be a naturopath that I learned what I needed to do. And since then, I've helped literally hundreds drop the pounds and transform their lives. This is me 10 years ago practicing yoga and cross-country skiing. Don't try this at home alone. So this is just one of my clients, Cindy, who she says, not only did I reach my weight loss goal I had for 9 years, even though this is running a half marathon, she was running, she was walking, still the pounds stayed on for her gonad body type, pear shape, you can see a little bit. And she lost 28 pounds and maintained it ever since. This is Paula, a client in Ohio I worked with. She says she was feeling so much better. She started going to the gym, started cooking more because she wasn't cooking very much in the past. She reduced her diabetic and blood pressure medications. And she said that this program saved her life because she was going down a path of really unhealthy living. So I'm a big believer, if you know me, and the body type plan, one size fits all never works. I believe that you are as unique as your fingerprint. And your healthy eating plan should be as well. You know, we all have different metabolisms. We all have different places we gain weight. We all have different challenges health-wise that are going on with our body. And if you put 3 people on a diet, one might thrive and drop the pounds. One might feel kind of neutral and stay the same. And one might feel horrible and actually gain weight. So one size fits all never works. But the problem is there's too much information out there. There's too much conflicting information. There's too many people telling you to do keto and do intermittent fasting. And I have clients that tried that and they come to me because that didn't work for them. Or yes, it might work short term. I have a friend who lost 35 pounds really quickly with keto and gained it all back again, because it's a short-term solution trying to trick your body into dropping the pounds. So any of these fad diets will do that. They'll help you temporarily, but if you can't sustain it long-term, then as soon as you start eating a little bit of carbs again, the weight comes right back on and you end up frustrated and upset with yourself. Whereas the thing is, the diet is just not working for you. I want you to find a really sustainable, healthy way of eating that you can do for the rest of your life, not some short-term diet that's going to, yes, keep the pounds off quickly. No, some way of eating that you're going to say, hey, I feel good eating this way. I feel nourished. I'm not hungry in between meals. And that's what my clients tell me. But with so much conflicting information, it's hard to know what to do. It's hard to know who to trust. So the number one biggest weight loss mistake, let's dive into this, is that you do not have to avoid carbs to lose weight. So many people think that, when they come to see me, I'm avoiding carbs because I know I'm going to gain weight if I eat carbs. Wrong. So carbs are not the enemy. There are a lot of really healthy, nutritionally dense carbs that are perfect for your body, that help your body. But I know it's really confusing. So there are books written by medical doctors. One of them is called Grain Brain. And when it came out, and the first thing I did, run to the store, buy this book because, hey, I'm a big advocate of healthy grains. If he's telling me my brain is going to be inflamed with healthy grains, there's something wrong here. Read the whole book, looked through the table of contents, looked through the index at the back. In no place or anywhere in his book did he talk about quinoa, brown rice, kamut, spelt, all these healthy grains, because he's trying to make his point. So it was very one-sided. So let's dive in a little bit more into some of your good quality carbs that you can switch up. So switch up your white rice for brown rice. White rice is simply brown rice that's been polished. So they take off all the outer layer that has the bran and all the healthy nutrients in the outer layer and leaves you with white rice. And I don't know about you, but when I eat white rice, I'm hungry an hour later. There's no more nutrients left in it. Quinoa is an amazing grain. It's actually a seed of the rhubarb plant, cooks up in 15 minutes, super versatile, and packs a super powerhouse of nutrients. Imagine one seed has to grow an entire plant. So it's super high in protein, vitamins, minerals, healthy fats, and it's one of the grains highest in protein. So protein keeps us satisfied a long time. Potatoes are fine. If it grows, it's good for you. Write that down if you're taking notes. If it grows, it's good for you. If it's in a package, no food has been made more nutritionally dense by packaging or processing. So potatoes are fine as long as they're not piled high with butter and sour cream and cheese, right? Sweet potatoes are excellent, full of beta-carotene. All of our orange foods have have a lot of anti-inflammatory properties in them, so they're really good for us. Buckwheat is excellent. Buckwheat absorbs all the nutrients from the soil, so it's really high in vitamins and minerals. Barley is one that people don't think of. So again, you need to know that barley has been either polished or not. So polished barley is called pearled barley. So don't buy that. Buy the Scotch or pot barley. That still has not been polished in its most nutrient dense state. I love to use barley in things like lentil soup or pea soup. Rye is also excellent. And then if you can get it, I know a lot of my clients in the US, if they're in small towns, they might not find this, but hopefully more and more will be able to find bread and pasta and cereal made with kamut and spelt. Now, these are still a kind of wheat, but they're ancient grains. So they are way higher, again, in vitamins, minerals, healthy fats, and they're so much better for us than wheat. So what is wrong with wheat? Wheat has been hybridized, manipulated, transformed. They wanted to produce bigger, stronger, faster. So they've just completely transformed this grain that used to be healthy, and it's not healthy anymore. Most of my clients, when they switch up the wheat for kamut or spelt or buckwheat or rye, they find, oh, my bloating has gone away. The other thing about carbs, good carbs, are they are full of B vitamins. So our B vitamins and carbs nourish the neurons in our nervous system. So they're very calming. I don't know about you, but I could certainly use a lot more calm in my everyday life. And the thing is, with these good carbs, a little goes a very long way. So a half a cup is enough. You can, and for people that are used to eating a big, huge bowl of pasta, they're like, Sue-Ann, hang on a minute, half a cup of pasta? I know that sounds like a small amount, but most of my clients are like, well, I'm happy I can have carbs at every meal if I want to, and I'm still dropping the pounds. So, you make your meal, we're going to go over that, into a more balanced plate. And if you have other things on your plate, you're going to stay satisfied a really long time. Okay, so number 2 weight loss mistake is people are always often not always, often trying to deprive themselves. And that never works either. So especially at lunch or even at dinner. I had a woman, you'll see her before and after picture a little bit later on. She was a doctor and she was eating a pretty big breakfast, a small lunch, and a really small dinner because she thought, if I eat a big dinner, I'm going to gain weight. And she was hungry and snacking all night long. So for her body type, an adrenal body type, she needed more of a smaller breakfast, medium lunch, and dinner, the main meal of the day. And she was astounded how much better she felt because she was no longer depriving herself at dinner. A lot of people deprive themselves, especially at lunch, or not even knowingly, just like, oh, I'll grab a salad or a little soup or a wrap, and then they're hungry 2 hours later. So here's the thing you want to try to aim towards. Of course, there's no such thing as perfection. And this is just a guideline, but in general, you want to fill a lot of your plate with vegetables. You want to have your good protein. So for protein, that could be at lunch, it might be more of a vegetarian protein. That works really well for, say, the adrenal body type or the gonad pear-shaped body type. So that might be lentils or chickpeas or lima beans or like a minestrone soup with kidney beans in it or tofu and things like that. At dinner, you might be having more chicken or fish or turkey or eggs. So, and then the thing, as I said before, you're adding in half a cup of your good carbs. Believe me, when you try and do that at lunch and dinner, you are going to be so satisfied. You won't be looking as much for the unhealthy snacks in between the meals, and at night, you're going to be super satisfied, and that will be 100% a game changer. And so you can lose weight and never feel hungry. Those that sign up with me, you get my high on health, low on sugar cookbook that I put together, almost 100 really super delicious recipes. These are my protein power bars that I've given this recipe to hundreds of people when I gave talks and things like that. They get this recipe, and yeah, you can have some snacks on the days. Maybe you might have a lighter lunch. So by all means, have a snack, and you'll be fine. The weight will come off, especially with the healthy snacks that I'll suggest to you. All right, so let's dive in now to my favorite subject, all about the body type plan. So the third biggest weight loss mistake is about how you eat and when you eat, as I was mentioning a little bit before. So many people are eating the wrong kinds of foods at the wrong time for their body type. They're following might be following a fairly healthy diet, but it's just not right for them, not right for their body type. So they're struggling and they can't figure out why. So the body type plan is the single most important thing that I use to completely transform my health. This is me right before COVID, 2 years ago in February, where I was giving a little talk when we could still get together, and talking about my passion, the body type plan, and also how it completely transformed my life. So before, I was hypoglycemic, my energy was up and down all day long. I would crash in the afternoon and I would yawn for half an hour nonstop. I was hungry all the time. I was snacking nonstop. At night, I would snack after dinner because I figured, well, I've got hypoglycemia going on, so I better have a big snack so I'll be able to sleep through the night. But lo and behold, years later, when I stopped snacking at night, hypoglycemia was just fine. I learned how to balance my body without doing anything except learning how to eat right for my body type. So some questions to ask. If you have a pen and paper, take a few notes now, because let's figure out your body type if we can and give you some tips. So are you a morning person or a night owl? Do you jump out of bed or does it take you a while to get going? If you jump out of bed, you might be a pituitary type or a thyroid type. Some adrenal body types, yes, they can be up and at 'em, ready to get going, but really given the choice, would you rather just kind of be quiet and have your coffee and like not have anyone be disturbing you for a while. So you might be an adrenal or gonad body type. Now, do you prefer sweet or salty or both? This also is a hugely loaded question. Of course, in general, the sweet cravings are more thyroid and pituitary type, and the salty cravings are more for gonad or adrenal type. The adrenal type might say, well, I really like both. They're not really fussy when it comes to cravings. They do like both. But of course, there's a lot of different preferences for a lot of people. So we can make some generalizations. But in general, yeah, let's dig a little deeper and let's ask a few more questions. So you will lose pounds, more importantly, maintain a healthy weight and obtain optimal health. Because for me, I want to help transform my clients' life in all the levels. I want you to learn, to let go of that inner saboteur, to take down that inner self-critic, to start boosting yourself up, to feel better about yourself, to increase your self-confidence. And I have so many tools that I've gathered with all my own journey and all the courses that I've taken to help you achieve these. So there are 3 body types for men and 4 for women. The men do not have the gonad body type. That has to do with the ovaries. So for the 3 and 4 body types, adrenal, pituitary, thyroid, and for the woman only gonad, which has to do with the ovaries. So people get the misconception. It's like, well, I have hypothyroid, therefore I must be a thyroid type. No, it does not work that way. How it works is one of your glands is working harder than the others. So for myself was the thyroid gland. It's working harder, so it's your dominant gland. It distinguishes your body type. The other glands are trying to catch up. So they are not as strong, they're kind of weaker. And now when you eat the right foods at the right time for your body type, your dominant gland calms down, your weaker glands get stronger, and that's what creates the huge balance, this overall feeling of well-being, and the weight comes off more easily. But before I determine your body type, we have to decide whether or not you have hypoglycemia first. Because if you have hypoglycemia, or some people have challenges with candida, as a naturopath, we look at every aspect of your health, not just nutrition, like some nutritionists do. We look at all the aspects, but the question to ask is, how do you feel if a meal is delayed? So if you answered, if I go too long without eating, I feel shaky, trembling, I feel dizzy, I get headaches, I get a really foggy brain, I can't think straight, and I get the hangry, I get really, really irritated, then you may have hypoglycemia. And in order to help you, first, we balance your hypoglycemia, we balance your blood sugar, and then once that's done, then you move on to your body type plan. So if you do have hypoglycemia or challenges with diabetes, usually we'd start you off with a plan similar to the thyroid type plan with lots of protein. So let's dive into our first type and see if you can recognize yourself, and I'll give you some tips. So in general, the adrenal body type has a really strong upper body. Think Oprah, right? So a large chest, kind of broad shoulders, really strong upper body. And they're known to be strong as well physically. So they can carry in all the groceries, they can move all the furniture around, and they have a lot of energy. They're the strongest of all the 4 body types. Now, in general, so the guy in the red shirt might be an adrenal body type, like strong shoulders, and generally they're sociable and warm. Some of them are a little dominating, some not, some are more introverted. We can definitely have an introverted adrenal body types, but they are kind of fun-loving. People like to be around them. They're very hardworking. They crave often meats, but some are vegetarian. They can crave sweets, wine, fatty foods. They might say that they like French fries and things, salty foods in general. And often they like their alcohol. They like their wine. That makes them feel strong. So obviously alcohol are extra calories. So if there's a little bit too much imbibing, we need to reduce that a little bit. So as I said, the strongest of all 4 body types. This is Richard. He lost 25 pounds or 30 maybe, even following his body type plan. It was great working with him, French Canadian in Montreal. And he did really, really well by following his body type plan. So a little bit about the adrenal type. They can be really jump out of bed ready to get going, but their metabolism is a little bit slow in the morning. So a smaller, lighter breakfast is perfect for them. Sometimes they'll say, I'm not even hungry. Like, I'm not going to eat even until 11 o'clock. But please do not do that. Even if you're not hungry, best if you're an adrenal body type to have a little something to keep your metabolism always going. A vegetarian lunch could be perfect for your adrenal body type. And then try not to eat dinner too late, because again, the adrenal body type's like, I'll eat dinner at 8 o'clock. I'm good to go. Not thyroid type like me. I can never go too late without eating, but they can. And eating late at night will keep the pounds on. So try to aim for an earlier dinner, a lighter breakfast, and cut back a little bit on the salty and fatty foods, and you'll watch the pounds drop off. Next, let's look at the thyroid type. So the thyroid type, they tend to be taller, sometimes a little bit long-limbed, and when they gain weight, it's often really like a spare tire right around the middle. So the thyroid type are very sentimental. They have a lot of nervous energy. They can be enterprising, so entrepreneurial types. They can be very eloquent speakers, writers, and yes, they have to be aware of their body, their digestive system rather, and their nervous system, because those are the two weak points on their bodies. Just to mention quickly, for the adrenal body type, that can often lead to later on high cholesterol, high blood pressure, cardiovascular issues. So the thyroid body type, as I was explaining to you before, I was totally up and down energy all day. And believe me, when you have that going on, your mood swings are going up and down right along with the hypoglycemic roller coaster. It's not a fun thing. We thyroid types, we tend to go towards stimulants, sweets, and carbs. Those are our pick-me-ups. So we like coffee or tea, and those spike our energy back up. But whatever goes up, you named it, comes crashing back down. So in order to get off that hypoglycemic roller coaster, the best plan for the thyroid body type is protein, 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 full protein at every meal, especially breakfast. So again, if you have hypoglycemia, try switching up your breakfast. If you like eggs, having eggs with the yolk runny has a negligible effect on cholesterol, so it could be soft boiled or poached, but really boosting up your protein at breakfast will leave you so much more satisfied and balanced all day long. Believe me, been there, done that. It is a game changer. And that will also help you stop the snacking all day long and keep you more balanced. Next, let's move into the gonad body type, also known as the pear-shaped. So these are wonderful people. They're so caregiving, motherly, loving. They tend to take on jobs. They might be a nurse or psychiatrist, psychologist, teacher, massage therapist, all the helping professions, because they just love to give. However, big however here, the gonad type often has a hard time taking care of themselves. So they tend to put themselves last on the list. And of course, if you're a motherly, caring type, you're never going to change that. That will always be in your nature. But how can you also take care of yourself at the same time? That's my big challenge for working with all of my gonad types. They often are struggling to lose the weight because they're eating the wrong foods at the wrong time for their body type. We'll go into that. But how can you take care of yourself as well? Another thing to note about the gonad types is, as that has to do with the ovaries, you generally have challenges with things having to do with the reproductive system. So you might have ovarian cysts or breast cysts, challenges with PMS, endometriosis, Menopause can be challenging for you. You can have venous congestion. So you might have varicose veins, lymphatic system can be congested. So everything you can do, eating right for your body type is amazing. Reducing sugar for the hormonal system helps so much as well. Now, they tend to love peanut butter and toast. They'll say, I hope you're not going to take away my peanut butter and toast because that's my favorite breakfast. However, I'm sorry to give you the bad news, but peanut butter can be a little bit too heavy and fatty and hard on the liver for your body type. So a small, super small, light breakfast could be good for you, even just a fruit. Medium lunch, dinner is the main meal of the day, and try getting in your dinner way earlier than most types, even 5 p.m. Most of my gonad types will tell me, I'm totally starving at 5 p.m. When I get home from work, I start eating everything in sight. Yep, because that's the best time for you to be eating dinner. Here is Lesia. Lesia followed the Bodytypology program and dropped 36 pounds. She was a gonad type mom. 4 kids. They love having a big family. However, many of them, with challenges, busy working mom, like no time. She did not exercise at all, or maybe minimally. So I shouldn't say that, minimally. And she still dropped 36 pounds. Yes, it is possible, 100%. So finding the pituitary type, have you figured out your body type yet? We have one type left. And the pituitary type tends to gain weight a little bit all over. So it's kind of like baby fat. And now the pituitary type, I love this slide. What the hell is that? Oh, just my mind. I don't know if you can relate to this, but I certainly can. I have a very overly active mind. So the pituitary types are the quiet thinking type. They have superior intellectual capacity. They kind of live in their head. So they might like mathematics, they might be like into statistics, they can really, like chess and things like that. They're really, really highly intellectual. The thing is, their cravings include a lot of dairy, ice cream, and creamy sauces. So what happens when we eat a lot of dairy? Often the body is like, whoa, what is all this dairy? I need to protect myself. I'm going to create extra mucus. So the body will produce extra mucus, and that will lead to things like sinusitis, bronchitis, respiratory system, all kinds of challenges with the respiratory system, allergies, seasonal allergies. It can be off the charts. So, yep, you named it. You need to reduce the dairy a little bit in order to reduce the mucus in your body. That will help a whole lot. Pituitary types also, they don't even need that much sleep. They get up really early, and their plan can be the opposite of the other type. So big breakfast, medium lunch, and a small dinner. So eating right for your body type, what will happen when you start eating right for your body type? If you've figured out your type and you start implementing some of these suggestions, what you should find is an increase of energy, reduce and eliminate cravings. Your appetite will be kept in check. And you have this like psychological change, an overall feeling of well-being, because it works from the inside out, right? It's one of the only diets that I know of that really works physically from inside your body. And all of my clients across the board, after a week or two of being on their body type plan, will tell me every single one of these things is going on. They can't believe how much more energy they have. Their afternoon energy slump is a thing of the past. Their cravings go way down. They're like, oh, I can't believe it. I don't even have as many cravings anymore. And they're not as hungry. Appetite is kept in check, and they just feel really, really more balanced. And not only that, when you work with someone like myself, we're going to go into everything that's going on. At the end of working with my clients, we go back through their health history form that I have them fill out before we work together. And look, okay, so do you have acid reflux? No, that's gone. How about your headaches? Nope, no more headaches. Migraines are a thing of the past. My digestive system is doing better. As you saw with Paula, many of their medications might be decreased. So we work on your health as a whole. And I don't know about you, but I think our health is the most precious gift we have. Now, this is Claudia. Claudia said, not only did I lose an incredible 19 pounds and 10 inches, Sue-Ann helped me to completely eliminate my emotional eating. So I'll tell you how we do that. The entire process felt natural and was effortless. That's another word I hear all the time. It requires no effort. It's easy to eat this way. I feel satisfied. I wish I had learned how to eat this way decades ago. Now, this is Anna. She is the doctor that I was talking about that lives in Spain, who I work with. She was super happy to finally learn why she wasn't able to drop the pounds, because she was eating completely the opposite of what worked for her body type. So as I said, our health is the most precious gift we have. I mean, why wait until you find out that something is going really wrong with your body? I think that it's so important to start implementing changes now, because if you don't, what happens further down the road? Oh, I have to take these medications. I really don't want to, but I have these ailments that are popping up. We can prevent that. I really believe that no matter how old you are, you can live a healthy, long, happy life and have tons of energy to do all the things that you love every day. So it's not only about eating right for your body type, it's about overcoming the emotional eating and the stress eating for long-lasting transformation. So how do we do that? I use what's called RTT. Now, RTT stands for Rapid Transformational Therapy. It's an amazing, really efficient modality where we help you get into a really relaxed state and go back and find out where your triggers come from. It's only when we go into the subconscious mind and find out where these triggers started that became so familiar in your life. And then when we understand that, we release them, we reframe them. And when I do a session with you, at the end, I make a recording with all the new positive affirmations and new thought patterns and new habits that you're going to instill going forward. But one of my clients framed it, she said, it's like you kind of took a negative black wire out of my brain and plugged in a positive white one. So a really great way of looking at what we do with the rapid transformational therapy, because yes, you can have the very best way of eating right for your body type, but if we do not address the underlying emotional triggers, the stress eating and all of that, weight loss will only be short term. So now you have two options. The first option is try to do it on your own again. Yep, you have some information here. You might be able to make some changes, but you might continue to get stuck where you normally do in the past, right? You can keep on struggling, feeling frustrated, deprived, sabotaging your results, going down the same old rabbit hole over and over and feeling so upset with yourself. Or the second option, you can take action. You can get the support you need to learn how to eat right for your body type. And most importantly, get the accountability. So accountability is key, right? We always want to, myself included, I've worked with so many coaches to help me achieve my goals more quickly than I would ever do on my own. Why not hire an expert in your field to help you get to where you want to go faster? So it will help you learn exactly what to do, how to release what's been holding you back. So there are two ways to work with me. One is working one-on-one, where you get individualized attention, personalized support, and accountability. A lot of people prefer that because that just works for them. They want to fast track and only focus on everything that has to do with their own personalized plan and all their health challenges or whatever they want to work on, all their emotional issues. Or you can also join my online weight loss support group. So that's starting next Wednesday, 9 or 10 days, depending on when you're watching this, because a lot of people will be watching the replay. So we're starting Wednesday, April the 6th. Now, this is a super fun group where we always have the one-on-one initial consultation to determine your body type. And then after that, you have 12 weeks of group support where we get together with a really phenomenal group of women who are there just to support each other, encourage each other. They understand. They're like, yeah, I get it. I've been there too. I'm struggling with that too. How can we support each other and cheer each other on? I've done so many online weight loss groups, and I used to do in person. Now it's only online, but it's a really phenomenal way to help you achieve your goals. No matter which way you choose to work with me, you're going to get a whole bunch of things that I send through Pure Later. As soon as you sign up, you get your manual with 12 weekly sessions, tons of information, little written exercises to do to help increase your self-esteem, your self-worth, your self-confidence to ensure your long-term success. You get my cookbook and you get a simple, amazing little food journal where you just check off the boxes for fruit, vegetables, protein, all the things. So you have a ton of tools as well as the accountability. So if you'd like to sign up, I'd be sending this out in a replay for those watching the replay, and right underneath the replay, you'll have the link to sign up for my program. And this is what you'll see when you go to that page, your payment plan, secure payment. And yes, the cost for the weight loss group is $930, which includes everything. Your one-on-one consultation, 12 weekly group sessions, all the materials, and an RTT session one-on-one with me. If you want to know more, you're still curious, I have some questions, by all means, the link will also be below to jump on a free discovery call, and I can answer all your questions. You can, find out a little bit more about me, about the program. So that's also an option if you're still have some things that you want to figure out with me. So if you're ready to completely change this part of your life forever, I invite you to apply now to create the guaranteed results that you've been waiting for and that you've wanted for so long. I have, I think, only 4 more spots left because the weight loss group has been filling up and the maximum number of participants is 12. So if you want to do this, by all means, do not delay because it will be filled, and the next time I run it might not be until the fall, and the price will be going up. So your next action step is to apply now. So I hope that you enjoyed this. I hope you learned a lot, and I'm really excited that you stepped up and joined me on this call. So thanks everybody for being here, and I will see you inside. Thanks for watching and have a great day.